All right, everyone, this is Travis, and this is the new Tech Talk Thursday. We're doing it on webinar this time. Today's topic is the Chrome browser. So, first thing you do, open your Chrome browser. If you're on a district computer, it may be on your desktop, and there looks something like that. Or you can click on the Start button, type in the word Chrome, and there you can launch it from here. So the Chrome browser is a browser created by Google, works seamlessly with all the Google stuff. And I'm just going to take you through some of the parts of it and show you how it works. So we have the Chrome browser here. I'm at google.com. It works with tabs. So I have this Google tab open. I can click this little box right here to create a new tab. See how it says new tab there? And I can go to the school website or the district website if I want, or whatever website I want to go to. I can click and drag these tabs and put them in a different order. If you right click on the tab, you have some options. If you pin the tab, it puts that tab to the right, and there's no, or sorry, to the left, and there is no way for me to delete that. Notice that the X button, the close button on a pin tab is not there. And you can't drag it, it's always over to the left. So if you have a page that you really don't want to close, go ahead and pin it. And you can also unpin it. You can duplicate a page if you need to duplicate a page, or you can also close it. Now, here's what I think is this is a little trick that's helped me out quite a bit. I close this web page right here. Okay, and I will also close this other Topeka Public Schools and get back to my Google page. I didn't want to close those. They accidentally closed. If I open a new tab by clicking on the box here, right click, I can reopen the closed tab. It remembers, it goes back in order from how you open it or how you close the tabs. So that's a little trick that I use quite a bit. Okay. The other thing you can do with the tabs is click and drag and drop down, and you've created a second window, second Chrome window that you're still logged into. I can close this window, or I can also click and pull it back up to the top. One little trick that I learned just today by accident was that if I go to this, we'll just say CNN website. If I click on the icon here and drag it up, it actually will make a whole other tab. And I just learned that today. So you can add a tab just by clicking and dragging up from the Omni Bar up to the tab. And then to close a tab, you just click the X that closes the tab. Okay, so let's move down the browser. We have the back button and the forward button and the refresh or reload. And notice that when you hover over the buttons, this will see how you get the little help text that shows you what those buttons do. And if you don't have a home button, a house, I will show you how to turn that on here in a few minutes. This is called the Omni Bar. That started when Chrome came out. They did away with the address bar and then the separate search box. This box right here, you can copy and paste or type in web addresses like www.topecapublicschools.net. You can also use it like a search box. So I can just search for Topeka Public Schools. And the default browser, or sorry, the default search engine that this box uses is Google. And you can go right there to the website. Just by instead of going to google.com and then searching. So if I'm at Topeka Public Schools and I want to go to my drive.google.com, I just type in Drive. Here's a link to Google Drive. Okay. So that's called the Omni Bar. It's a multi-function bar. To the right of the bar, these are extensions. This will be our topic for next week, apps and extensions. I'll talk about those in next week's Tech Talk Thursday. What I want to focus on now is this button right here, the 3 parallel lines. That's called the hamburger. And whenever you see a hamburger, there's some sort of settings or menu in there that has some tools. So when I click on the hamburger, I can create a new tab in here, create a new window, and I can click on bookmarks. Okay, and you'll see, we'll talk about bookmarks here in a few minutes. Under the recent tabs, this shows me all the devices that I've been logged into. Okay, so as we go through here, you can see we're going to go down here to settings first. And the very first thing you need to do is make sure you're logged into the Chrome browser. And that's the very first setting that you see right here where it says sign in. You can see that I'm signed in with my district information. If you're not signed into Chrome, you will see a big sign into Chrome button here. The advantages of signing into Chrome are that you will get any extensions that you install, any apps that you install, any bookmarks you make will follow you wherever you log into the Chrome browser. It could be on your school computer. It could be at home on your home computer. It could be on an iPad or your phone or a Chromebook. Wherever you go into the hamburger and go into settings and sign in, all of your information follows you. Okay. All right. So we're going to stay in the settings here. So we talked about the sign in button. On startup, this lets you choose when you start up Chrome, how do you want it to act? Like right now, I have this extension called Momentum, which gives me a very beautiful picture when I open up a new tab. And I can create a to-do list and do some other things with it. But anytime I open Chrome, a new tab opens and the Momentum extension runs. I can continue where I left off. If you choose that, any tabs you have open, if you have the continue where you left off setting, those tabs will open back up because that's where you left off. And then opening specific pages or sets of pages, if you choose this and click set pages, you can pick which pages you want to open every time you open Chrome. So maybe you have your Gmail and your calendar. Those are the ones that you want to have open. Just paste in the web address or type in gmail.com, and then those pages will be there. And if you don't want a page, you just click on the X to the right of the address, and it will go away. And also notice there is no save button. Whenever I make a change, it's automatically saved. All right, down here under Appearance, this is where you turn the home button on. You put a check mark in that box, and that will give you this home button. Google.com is the default home page, but you can change it. Click the Change button, and if you want your Drive or your calendar or your school website to be your homepage, type or copy and paste that web address in that box, click OK. If you want Chrome to be your default browser, there'll be a button here at the bottom of the page that says, a big button that says make Chrome your default browser. You can click on that, and then any links you open from a website or a document will open up in Chrome. The last setting I want to show you is under Advanced Settings. So when you click on Show Advanced Settings, scroll down here to the Downloads section. Now, by default, on a school computer, whenever you download something from a website, maybe it's a PDF document or a video like from Discovery Streaming or something like that, it goes into a Downloads folder. And you can find that by clicking the Start button going to your name and going to the downloads folder, and there's a bunch of stuff that I've downloaded to this computer. You can change that. A lot of people like to put a folder on their desktop. And now, whenever I download something, it goes to that folder on the desktop. The other thing I like to do is have it ask me where I want to save it, because maybe I want to save it to a flash drive, or maybe I want to save it to my P drive. You have to put a check mark in that box in order for it to ask you where you want it to download. And that's all we're going to talk about in the settings part of Google Chrome. The big one is make sure you sign in, and make sure you're signed in every time you use a browser. All right, going back to the hamburger. Let's talk about bookmarks. So you can access your bookmarks here. And actually, when you sign into the Chrome browser, the way we have it set up in the district is that you will get the bookmark bar will pop up, and you should get this TPS 501 bookmarks folder. This is something we're pushing out from the district side, and we are generating a list of bookmarks. Students will have a somewhat similar list, but they will also see that on their Chromebooks. So this list may change, but there's things like Scantron, Topeka Public Schools homepage, our training site, where you'll find this webinar hosted later, and Google Classroom and some other links there. Okay, so let's talk about bookmarking pages. All right, I want to have this. I'm going to bookmark this page, the search results page, because I want to come back and look through it later. So if you have your bookmark bar open, and you can see mine is full of bookmarks, I can click on the little picture right here. This little, it's called a favicon. It might look, it looks like a piece of paper. It might look like a green piece of paper, and it may have a lock on it. It might be different kinds of images. If I click and hold on that with my mouse button and drag it down, see, notice how I have the black line coming down? I can drop it and let go, and I have a bookmark. If I leave, log off of this computer and go home, log into Chrome, go into the hamburger settings and sign into Chrome, that bookmark just followed me because it's part of my account. It followed me home, and I have access to that bookmark at home. I can rename this bookmark if I want. Just right click on it, click edit. In the name box, I'm just going to rename it as drive. I'll do the whole thing. Drive search, search, and click save. And there we go. It's saved. When you start getting a lot of bookmarks, you can click and drag and move those around. You can also create folders for bookmarks. So I'm going to right click, and down here toward the middle, kind of bottom middle, is the add folder option. Make sure my bookmark bar is selected, and I'm going to add a new folder. I'll just call this search results. And there's my folder. And now what I can do is click and drag and drop bookmarks into the folder. I can also click and drag the folder into other folders as well. The other way to bookmark a page is to click on this star right here. All right, so what I'm going to do, I've got this settings page already bookmarked because my star is yellow, and it's actually right here on my bookmark bar. If I right click on it, I can delete it, and it's gone. Now I'm going to refresh the page. Okay. And I'm also going to delete, let's just delete this whole folder, which also deletes this page from bookmarks. So now, notice how my star changed. It's no longer yellow, but it's gray. So if you have a gray star, that means that page is not bookmarked. When you click on it, it bookmarks it. And if your bookmark bar is not full, you will see that page. In this case, mine is full. I've got to scroll down here to the bottom, and it should be at the bottom of this page somewhere. Okay, there's my other settings page. So I got that bookmark there somewhere, and there's my bookmark for my settings page. Okay, so that's how you bookmark the page. If you go into your hamburger and go into bookmarks, you see all of your bookmark bars. You can bookmark this page. I can also go into the bookmark manager and look at different folders and drag and drop and delete bookmarks and kind of manage my organization. I don't have very good organizational skills when it comes to bookmarks, so I got to work on that. Okay, under the hamburger, under bookmarks is recent tabs. So recent tabs shows you all the devices that I've been logged into recently. I did some training at Eisenhower earlier today, and so that was the computer I was on. This is the computer I'm on right now, and you can see the recently closed tabs and my laptop. And so what this allows you to do is, that's part of that syncing when you go into the hamburger and settings and sign in. All of this follows you from computer to computer because it's attached to your account. I can actually open, so I had this document or this laptop, and I was looking at this document. I can click on it and open a document right there on the page on the computer that I'm currently working in right now. That's what that recent tabs does. If you go to more, this takes you to your internet history. It does save your search history. So I can scroll down here and I can see where I've been searching and go to yesterday. I wasn't on much on Wednesday, but you can see the pages I was on, and I can click and I can open them. So that's what the recent tabs and the history settings do. Okay. Here's the downloads. This will show you the files that you've downloaded. You can show where it is in a folder on your computer. And this is really the only list that is computer specific to that computer. And we talked about settings. One of the last things I want to show you is how to check what version of Chrome you're running. So when I come in here to the hamburger and I come in here to About Google Chrome, it's going to automatically check to see what version of Chrome I'm running. So right now we're at 41, and it says that I'm up to date. The very first time you do that manually, hamburger, About Google Chrome, and check. After that one time, usually it just does it automatically and you don't even know it. When you close your browser, it will give you the newest version. The only time you really notice that you need an update is when you go to download or install an extension or an app, and it may not let you install it because you have an old version of the browser. So every once in a while, check it to make sure that you're up to date with that. They do update it quite a bit, a lot, like once or twice a week probably. So just keep that in mind too. So, all right. So that was a tour through the Chrome browser. We looked at our tabs. You can move the tabs around. We looked at the buttons, the Omni Bar, bookmarking pages, and also the settings. Next week, the focus of the webinar is going to be on apps and extensions. So until next week, if you have any questions, feel free to email either Travis True or Gail Ramirez about any of the Google stuff that's going on in the district. See you next week.